Hello and welcome to episode 169 of the Codex Prime podcast for Wednesday, June 19th, 2019. I am your host, Victor Omoayo, and with me as always is my co-host and social media chair, Carl Byrd.
What's going on, y'all?
That's right. We are broadcasting live on Facebook on Juneteenth. So happy Juneteenth, everybody. So, yeah, that's a thing. Yep, we are live on Facebook. For all of our former YouTube listeners, or viewers rather, this episode will be uploaded to our YouTube channel later on. And if you're here, hey, drop in on the chat, speak your piece, join us on the nerd festivities and whatnot. And while you're listening to us, you hopefully are listening with a pair of beautiful, high-quality Studio Regent headphones.
I swear to God, you practice these before I get here.
I don't, actually. I just come up with them, like, just off the top of the
I don't
dome.
believe you.
No, it's true. You know how I got the inspiration to do these segues? Sometimes I watch a YouTube channel / podcast called Double Toasted.
Yeah.
And the host, Corey Coleman, like he would do like these creative segues into dtmerch.com, selling his show's merchandise.
Okay.
So that's how I got the idea of just like doing a seamless segue to the Studio Regent headphones.
Yeah, not bad though. Not bad.
Yeah. So yeah, Studio Regent headphones. Carl, you want to give us the spiel?
Yeah, or if you want some high quality, affordable, and fashionable headphones, literally all you got to do is go to studio.com and use the promo code Codex Podcast to get 15% off your purchase. And as always,
free shipping in the USA. That's
all right.
Yeah. And Carl, as we're beginning the episode, I have to say that I'm feeling mighty happy right now. I'm feeling very pleased, very enthused.
Really?
Yes.
What happened? Pose is coming back for a second season?
You just read my mind.
Shut the fuck up.
Pose Season 2 came back last week, and I am so happy about it. I'm not buying anything a murderer uses. Whatever, man. Listen, Pose Season 2 is back. It just came back on FX last week, and Pose has already been renewed for a third season. It's like that. That show is just amazing. I love it.
There we go.
The House of Evangelista, Blanca, then you got Pray Tell, Billy Porter, the greatest MC of all the drag queen ballrooms. Like, he can read you like nobody else. Like, he can read a person up and down. And Billy Porter is just so amazing in that show. I'm really liking where the show's going. It takes place now in 1990, which is the year of Paris is Burning.
Isn't that like a whole 10-year jump? Because it took place in the 70s, right?
Oh, no, it took place in 87, the first season.
Oh, okay, 3-year jump.
Yeah, so it's a 3-year jump, and then we go right and forward to 1990. So that's when the landmark documentary Paris is Burning was released, which was an insightful documentary exploring the drag queen ballroom culture at the time. I think it's on Netflix still. You can still check that out because it's an amazing documentary. Also, Madonna's Vogue dropped.
Wow.
Yes, I love it. I love it.
Wow.
I mean, when you're when you're down on the dance floor, you're
don't. He's doing it.
It's the old way.
You're doing it.
Old way versus new way.
You're doing it.
Yes, judges.
You're knocking all the shirts.
What are your scores? 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Woo! I love this show so much, man. I'm just so. This is my favorite new show that's out on TV right now. And I don't know if you have seen season 1 yet. No.
No.
But season 1 is available on Netflix. The whole.
I came across it on Netflix. So I was like, I'll let Vic have that.
Yeah.
Big shout outs. What's up, Dina? Congratulations. Hey, Crystal.
Hey, Crystal. What's going on?
What's up, Kelvin?
Oh, is he on the chat?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. And Kyle's asking if that is a Jinder Mahal t-shirt. Nope, that is a Dunder Mifflin.
Dunder Mifflin, dude.
Yeah.
Dunder Mifflin.
Oh man, but a Jinder Mahal shirt would be better, way better than a Panthers one for sure. But
why you starting shit?
He's the most diabolical hater this side of the Mississippi.
Yeah, but he ain't do nothing to you.
I know, but you know, I figure
you're gonna cross that line, you're gonna get mad.
I mean, I keep it light. You know, it's just, you know, the Panthers are what they are. But I will be fair and say that the Panthers will win their first Super Bowl before the Cowboys win their sixth, and within the next 10 years.
You want to place a wager?
I'm not placing any wagers. I don't need
you don't
to.
trust me with wagers no more.
I don't need to do that. I'm gonna let history.
Listen, something could happen. Listen, there could be a chance that I lose too.
There
You know what I mean? I've lost wagers before.
You have.
You missed the E3 episode that was last week, firm.
Yeah.
I'll send it to you later.
Yeah. So yeah, you know, yeah, so there's that. But yes, Pose, it's back. If you're a fan, let me know what you think. It's an amazing show. I love it so much.
No. Please don't take offense to this.
Uh-huh.
Did you go to Pride this weekend?
No, I didn't go to Pride this weekend, but I walked around downtown for a bit. Just to get out of the house, but I didn't stay for like any of like the parade or festivities.
I know you usually go, so.
Well, I went last year. Yeah. Last year was cool.
This year they said that was like the most populated one ever.
Oh yeah, I believe that.
Like so many, I knew like so many people that went.
Nice, yeah. But yeah,
I was hungover.
Yeah.
Shout outs to my boy Wilson and my friend Venus finally tying that knot this weekend. So yeah, I was on recovery for that one.
I bet it was turned up.
It was.
It
was indeed. It was beautiful, beautiful ceremony, beautiful occasion.
That's good. That's what's up, man. And yeah, I'm excited about that. Pose is back. Watched a few movies this past week.
Go right on it.
Yeah. First one, it's a movie that's available to rent on Amazon, iTunes, Google Play. It's this animated feature. It's called Ruben Brandt Collector. And it's a dope film. It's like a heist movie. It's kind of surreal, and it's about a group of 4 thieves that try to steal 13 famous paintings around the world, and these paintings they're somehow linked to their psychotherapist who's suffering from a bunch of nightmares that are all tied to these paintings. So they decide, hey, you know what, our therapist is suffering, so why don't we get together, us 4, and steal these paintings that are haunting him so much. Give him a collection.
Okay.
And then you have a detective who's trying to track down these thieves and trying to find out who this collector is. Ruben Brandt Collector. It's visually an amazing animated feature film. Like literally every single shot is just rich with information, different references to different movies, various artworks, pop culture, pop art, old movies like from Hitchcock. I love those character designs. It's so bizarre. Like you have like these somehow anthropomorphic animal looking beings, like some with like 2 noses and 3 eyes, or like there's one character with 2 faces, and then there's one character with like 2 faces and 3 breasts. Like it's a very like Picasso / like bizarre.
Oh, this turned into a Victor ass animated movie.
Yeah, it's a really cool movie.
Victor ass movie.
It is, and like there's a character who's 2-dimensional, like he's flat, because his mother was 3-dimensional and his dad was 1-dimensional, so he came out 2-dimensional. And he's like a kind of like a pancake on legs, so he can slip between cracks, which helps in heights and whatnot. This is a really cool film. Ruben Brandt's Collector. If whether you're an art aficionado or even if you just have a taste for like visually captivating and unique animated films, and also something that's like rich with a bunch of references and just a really cool heist caper film, check this one out. You can rent it on Amazon or iTunes or Google Play. It's Ruben Brandt Collector. It just came out this year. It's one of my favorite films this year, and I would say like this definitely deserves your attention if you're an animation head. So check it out. It's dope.
Ruben the Collector.
Ruben Brandt.
Ruben Brandt.
Collector.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. And let's see. Reading some comments before we move on. John Haponic is in the chat. He says, Shazam, Endgame better be a 5-hour movie with the new cut.
Yes, they're re-releasing it, and guess who's gonna be dumb enough to see it for a third time?
Yeah.
This guy.
You're gonna see it. Like, well,
Why not?
Well, this all they're gonna do is like they're just gonna add a post-credit scene.
I know. I'll still do it. I'll still go see it. I don't care.
Well, because Disney's they're trying to
They're trying to beat that record.
Yeah, they're trying.
They want to beat that record.
Yeah, they're trying to beat Avatar as the #1 highest-grossing film of all time. And John says, Carl, a true Victor movie must have a terminal disease.
Point proven.
That is
point proven.
That is a wildly exaggerated and overblown claim.
That you have confirmed numerous of times.
There's only a handful of movies.
Oh, there's more than a handful.
Only a handful.
If you got a giant Andre the Giant size handful, then yeah, that's a good amount.
I mean, hey, look, I love good stories. I love good filmmaking.
Stephen Ho even agreed with us.
I mean, like, there's a few that I've mentioned on the podcast, but I think it's way overblown.
No, it's accurate.
I mean,
it's accurate. The only one I can remember that you said was really good was the one where Patrick Stewart played a neo-Nazi.
Oh yeah, Green Room,
which is very odd.
Yeah, it was. It was. That was a dope movie though. Yeah, I think it's still on Netflix or Hulu. But yeah, Ruben Brandt Collector's out. Also on Netflix is this really interesting sci-fi film called I Am Mother. It just came out last Friday.
Okay.
I Am Mother. It stars Rose Byrne, who plays the robot, the mother, if you will. And the movie takes place. It's a post-apocalypse. It takes place in this like bunker where humanity's extinct, and then you have this android named Mother. She's in charge of nursing all of these human embryos that are in storage, and then she plucks out one, and then this young female, this young girl who grows up, she becomes a teenager, and she's trying to groom her sort of into like kind of like trying to run the facility and trying to like repopulate humanity, starting with this one young girl. And Mother, she's basically she's voiced by Rose Byrne, and she's like the one who's like nurturing her, like teaching her different like lessons, like how to survive, different like ethical lessons, which kind of play out in some way as the movie goes on. And then suddenly a grown woman approaches their bunker, and it's played by Hilary Swank.
Okay.
And that's when the girl who was raised by Mother starts to question her reality, starts to question her world, because Mother's told her that all humanity's extinct because there's been this disease that wiped out all of humanity. There's a plague, and we cannot open this bunker. We cannot let anybody or anything in. But when with the appearance of this woman, played by Hilary Swank, that's when the young girl starts to question her what's going on. It's a really interesting film. I really can't get into the details because of spoilers.
Okay.
It's one of those films you really got to watch, but it's really interesting. It raises a lot of interesting ethical questions, like the nature of humanity, nature of versus the nature of technology. It raises a bunch of ethical dilemmas as well. So it's a very thoughtful film, especially the ending, which will definitely leave you thinking. But it's a really interesting movie. It just came out. It's called I Am Mother.
All right.
I recommend checking it out if you're curious, if you want to look for some interesting sci-fi out there. Let's see.
Have y'all read the Deceased series?
Oh, I have to read Deceased. It's still in my box at Rococo's, issue 1. I haven't been there in a while, but I'll pick that up.
Slacking.
Kyle says that, I know. Kyle says that he just realized that we won the Wednesday night podcast wars. Yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Because UWO just moved.
Yeah, they moved to Monday nights.
Yep.
So shout outs to them. I thoroughly enjoyed their, I guess you can call it a Raw watch along.
Yeah.
/ roast.
Oh yeah, like every episode of Raw is a roast lately.
Yeah.
And besides, it's the new Monday Night Wars, UWO versus Raw, and of course UWO wins every time.
Yeah.
Also, I just read this really cool book. I checked it out from the library.
The local library.
Yes. So
You haven't mentioned the library since we was in fucking Warwick,
I know.
West Warwick.
But yeah, I went to the library. I checked out a series of books, and one that I really recommend. It's one written by David Peisner. It's called Homey Don't Play That.
The story of In Living Color.
Yes.
Oh, damn.
Yep. The story of In Living Color and the Black Comedy Revolution. This is a dope read. Like, if you are a fan of In Living Color, this is an excellent read from start to finish. It talks about like the production of the show. It talks about the origins, like how it came to be. It talks about the Keenan Ivory Wayans, how he came up with the show. And also it contextualizes like how him and a bunch of other black comedians came up like in the 70s and 80s, like Robert Townsend, Reginald Vell Johnson, among others, and how the show kind of formed. It also contextualizes In Living Color with like what was going on in with then current events like the LA riots and like different like the Central Park Five, and other sorts of other sorts of incidents, and how that kind of shaped the reality of the show and like how they approached the humor. What I really liked about this book was that it really talked a lot about like some of the creative process of some of the skits behind the show.
Oh my God, I would love to know the creative process behind Oswald Bates and whoever wrote that script. As a matter of fact, explain it, Oswald.
Well, Oswald Bates was actually a character that was inspired by a person that was actually inspired by Marlon Wayans originally. Like because when Marlon Wayans grew up in their neighborhood in New York, they came across this guy who came out of prison, and he was like basically Oswald Bates. He thought he was smart. He used a bunch of like big words he did not know the meanings of, and he was just like, see, in your mentality, you understand, my brother, and doing this, cupping his hands, and he had like the head wrap and everything, and then that's how David Wayans got the idea of doing the Oswald Bates character.
I don't know why, because the other day I posted this on my social media, just randomly. I'm like, why? And I posted a picture of Oswald Bates. Mm-hmm. I'm like, why doesn't this man have a podcast?
I would listen to that.
I would pay that. I would pay to hear that.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh my gosh. Like just that character.
Well, you see, my brother, the colonoscopy, the rectification of my, I don't know, I can't even go.
We must Betty Crockerize the crux of the Jerry Curls activation. If I may retain my liquids form. That character is just
that's one of my favorites. There's like so many from In Living Color. That's one of my favorites. I have all 5 seasons on DVD.
Oh wow, yeah. I have the first 3 seasons. And the show does talk about like the decline of like how the show.
Yeah, when Keenan and when the Wayans left.
Yeah.
And what's crazy about it is like it wasn't as good, but the show was still funny.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh man, when Chris Rock, I used to love him when Chris Rock had played his Cheap Pete character.
Yeah.
And in the parodies, unfortunately, they couldn't put all the parodies on the DVD.
Yeah. That's true. Like
something about you, LaToya.
Joe Jackson. Oh man, like they talked about like some of the other sketches like Men on Film, like the Men on sketches, which the book acknowledges that like Keenan Ivory Wayans acknowledges that they couldn't do that sketch now, but in no way, shape, or form. But interestingly, back then, it turned out that like their biggest fan base was gay men. They really loved that sketch. In fact, like they mentioned, like there was like one bar in San Francisco that had Men On nights where they would play their sketches on a loop, and people would like dress as like the characters Blaine Edwards
and Antoine Mayweather.
Like and they would do like the 2 snaps up and everything, like and then it was like. Where Damon Wayans mentioned that like whenever he would go to a place where there was like a large like gay populations, people look at him and go, "Hey, 2 snaps up," and they'll be like, even like 10-15 years later, he'd be like, "Yup, there it is."
That was that show was just like that was like a staple in our community back in the day.
Yeah, it really was.
And it was and we were kids watching that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we really didn't know what was going on. Like what they were talking about, and that shit was hilarious.
It was.
Like it was back in the days where you tried to memorize as many lines as you can.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Just so you could talk about it in school the next day.
Yeah, that's very true. Oh man, and like they mentioned Homey the Clown, Damon Wayans. That was actually another day he worked on with Paul Mooney at the time.
Damn, I didn't know Paul Mooney worked on the show.
Yeah, he worked on it for a little bit. It also talked about a bit about how the writing, how like it got really tense backstage, especially in the writers' room, where like as the series went on, like the writers, like they would have like because Keenan Ivory Wayans was running the show for like the first 3 seasons or so, and it got to a point where the writers were always walking on eggshells because they were trying so hard to like pitch their sketches, and then Keenan Ivory Wayans would reject a lot of them, or he would just like not crack a smile, not laugh, and like he would sit there and like watch these writers like try to pitch idea after another, and one day the tension got so bad between Keenan Ivory Wayans and Jim Carrey that during a table read, the tension was so big, like a lot of the actors are just like man, fuck this shit, man. I don't know why are we putting up with this shit. And Keenan Ivory Wayans were going through a table read of a sketch, and Jim Carrey wasn't having any of it. So Jim Carrey got so mad, he got up, turned around, bent over, and read the script, his lines from his ass, right in front of Keenan Ivory Wayans.
And it was Ace Ventura.
And the book mentions Ace Ventura, and like. And when he did that, like Keenan Ivory Wayans stood up too, and they almost got in each other's faces, but then they squashed it afterwards. Like they kind of like cooler heads prevailed. But Jim Carrey was ready for a fight at the time, and so was Keenan Ivory. But at the time, it was like during the 3rd season, where Jim Carrey received the script for Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, and at the time, nobody wanted to touch it. Originally, it was pitched to Chris Farley, but he turned it down.
Thank you, Jesus.
Because Chris Farley said that the script was a piece of shit. And then when Jim Carrey read it, and then his agent read it, and they're looking at it like, yo, this is a piece of shit. Are you sure you want to do this, Jim? And then Jim was like, I mean, we can try to salvage this. And then like it became like a running joke backstage, where like some of the writers, including another comedian, Colin Quinn, when he learned about the Ace Ventura script, he was like, man, when Jim Carrey committed to that, I really felt bad for him, because I was like, oh my god, he's really gonna tank his whole career off this shitty ass movie. But
what the history shows, like Ace Ventura was so good that Jim Carrey did a sequel, and Jim Carrey never does sequels. He's only done 2 sequels in his entire career.
Oh yeah, it was Ace Ventura.
Ace Ventura and Dumb and Dumber.
Dumb and Dumber, yeah. And when Ace Ventura dropped, I mean,
his career took off.
It took off, and like, and Jim Carrey, like, he still wanted to keep doing the show.
What is your favorite Jim Carrey movie?
Oh, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
That's a bit.
Oh, that's an incredible movie.
Is it actually funny?
In its own way. It's a very thoughtful movie. In its own way. That and The Truman Show. Those are 2 of my favorite Jim Carrey movies.
The Mask.
Really?
Oh, I freaking love The Mask.
Oh, The Mask was... Oof.
The Mask was great.
It was. I mean, if I watch it now, it's good. I'm not saying it's passable. But you know, when you're a kid, special effects, you know, Jim Carrey, you're easily impressed, at the time when we're kids.
Yeah, but even then, I still I watch it, and I watched it probably about a month or 2 ago, and I'm like, yo, this shit is still fucking funny.
Yeah, it's got its charms, So visual effects are what they are. But yeah, man. Homey Don't Play That. It's a really good book if you're interested in the history of In Living Color and how influential it was. The book even also talks about how they tried to reboot the series back in 2013, and thankfully it didn't work.
Yeah, at that time, I mean, SNL's still going, which is great, but sketch comedies is it's just skits on the internet now, like Vine sketches and Instagram videos and stuff. That's where that market's at now.
Yeah, like YouTube definitely changed it, and the book also made a great point that SNL SNL hasn't been funny for decades, so it doesn't.
SNL has its moments.
Yeah,
SNL has moments. Like they have like a cut. They have a couple of skits, and they just knock it out the park. Like the skit with Maya Rudolph and Jay Farrell when Blue Ivy was born.
I didn't see that one.
You never seen that one?
Nah.
Oh, that was a good one. Oh, Casey Affleck and the Dunkin' Donuts one.
I saw that one.
That shit was funny.
Yeah, it was true. I was like, yeah, it might as well be a documentary.
Dave Chappelle doing the whole Negan thing.
I saw that one. Yeah, that was pretty amusing.
Yeah. So I mean, they have their hit. They have more misses than hits.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, more misses than hits. Yeah, absolutely. Like SNL's like if SNL was just like a YouTube sketch thing.
Oh, it'd be great.
It'd be great. Like,
Boy Dance Party was funny too.
Never
with
heard
Bruce.
of that.
Oh, you never saw Boy Dance Party with Bruce Willis?
Okay. Yeah. Cool. I'll check that out. So yeah, check that out. I'll return this copy for the library so Kyle can check it out.
I may just like order it off of Amazon and just have it. Who's the author again?
David Peisner. Yep. So that's right here. Yeah. So yeah, it's definitely a dope book. It's also available on paperback too. So
even better.
Yeah. So check it out. It came out last year, 2018.
Oh, is that old?
Yeah, just last year.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's still relatively new.
Well, shit.
Yeah. It's a dope book. And lastly, I just have one podcast recommendation that I want to tell the people about.
Okay.
Brand new. It's a relatively new podcast. It actually just dropped recently. It's called Jemele Hill is Unbothered. Jemele Hill, she's a former commentator on ESPN. She talks about
his and hers.
Yep, the sports people, whatever you call them, foosball.
Here you go.
You know, foosball, and the one where they shoot the ball through a hoop. I forget the name of that sport, but anyway.
No, you didn't.
But this is a really dope podcast. She talks a bit about she has like really cool interviews. And like for example, she's so far like 18 episodes deep.
Yeah.
But ones I recommend are the one she had with Talib Kweli. Episode 15, where Talib Kweli talks a bit about his thoughts on cancel culture. Also Kanye West, because Kanye West is a Trump supporter, and how Talib Kweli talks about how he still DJs every now and then, different shows, and Talib Kweli said, quote, "I don't play Kanye West's music anymore. I don't feel good when I play his music. It hurts me." And he explains why. Yeah,
like they were tight. Like in a way they all came. Well, Talib was out like before.
Yeah.
But like Talib helped bring up Kanye.
He did.
Because Get By was such a dope record.
Oh yeah, it is. Also, her interview with Tashina Arnold. That was
Pam.
Yep.
Pam Rochelle. But more Pam.
Yeah, Pam from Martin, and she does mention the Martin reboot. She says that is a serious thing. It will happen once everyone's commitments align.
I'm so iffy about that because I love Martin and syndication. It's one of those things. It's like I just leave the memories alone.
Yeah, I agree.
Like I'm all for reunion specials.
Yeah, reunion specials.
Reunion specials, I'll watch the shit out of, but like I'll check it out. Mm-hmm. Like I did check out Girl Meets World. I'm like, all right, everybody's still alive, and I was good with it.
Yeah, yeah, but and plus like Thomas Michael Ford, R.I.P. No longer with us, so we're gonna miss those. You ain't got no job. Man, it would have been nice to discover what he did for a living.
Yeah, no, they I remember Tisha Campbell actually revealing that she's like Tommy worked at a community center. There was one episode, I think they were trying the Christmas episode where Tommy had Martin dress up as Santa and he told stories and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was his job.
Oh, okay. Oh, now you know.
Or maybe it was probably a temporary thing. He probably got fired and then next thing you know, he ain't got no.
Yeah. Maybe like he does like runs a criminal enterprise on the side.
I'm surprised he had money.
He did, always.
And everybody in Africa knew he ain't got no job.
That's true. Yeah. Also their latest episode, Jemele Hill is Unbothered, is called Revenge of the Stands. which talks about celebrities with the worst fan bases. The Beehive is explicitly mentioned.
It's Beehive hands down, and there's no question.
Yeah, like didn't they send death threats to some woman who asked Jay-Z for his drink order? Like they were sitting courtside. Like
listen, Beyonce was at a concert. Mm-hmm. She sneezed. Mm-hmm. The entire arena said "bless you."
Yeah,
and that trended.
That trended.
Yeah,
wow, that's some
that moment trended.
That's some cult leader shit. That's some like Jim Jones drink the Kool-Aid.
Like what? Like what if she farted?
Oh my god! Like the internet would literally be broken.
Yeah.
Shut down all servers worldwide.
Yeah.
Blackout.
Yeah, I remember having this conversation that the Michael Jackson was he was the last celebrity to like break the to like really shut down the internet. She'll be the next one because of the Beehive.
She would, and like I said, you know, Beyonce is good, but good's about it. She's not an icon by any means.
Don't you piss off that Beehive?
Come at me, Beehive. You ain't gonna do shit because you ain't shit. I said it.
When I post this tomorrow, I am going to post this part.
Okay, that's fine.
And I'm just gonna see what happens.
I'm fine with it. Listen, I am unbothered by the Beehive, as well as other celebrity fan bases like the Rihanna Navy. I hear is pretty obnoxious. Surprisingly, Ciara, remember her? Her
crickets. Yeah,
her crickets are also pretty. They stand hardcore for her too. So
all 4 of them.
I would say 5. If I'm being generous. You know, and you know, if you're talking about other fan bases, like the most laughable being the Dallas Cowboys.
I knew you was gonna say some shit. You always start some shit, and then you always end up eating your words. BK Stackers.
Listen, I put 2 bites of that stacker. I put the rest in the freezer, and then I threw it out on garbage day.
Should have ate it.
Nah.
Should have ate it.
But listen, I'm gonna just laugh when the next NFL season rolls around, and just as usual, just like clockwork, you're gonna believe in the Cowboys, and the Cowboys will let you down. If letting fans down was a sport, the Cowboys would be consecutive 27-time champions, all state, all international, all-time Hall of Famers, first ballot, hands down.
Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, they'd be the Cleveland Browns.
No, like the Cleveland Browns would be that first ballot. So kiss my ass.
I mean, and then right behind you is the Panthers. So you and Kyle have something.
See, you need to stop. I'm telling you, we gonna get you good.
I mean, listen, we both know that next year's Super Bowl, the Cowboys ain't gonna be there. The Panthers ain't gonna be there. I hope the Patriots ain't gonna be there, but they probably will.
They get easy. Their division's easy, so they'll be there.
Yeah, and with their bandwagon ass fans, but you know, it is what it is. You know, facts are facts. There's certain things there's certain certainties in this world. You know, death, taxes, and the Cowboys losing another season.
Not happening.
And to answer Mr. Kyle's question,
kiss my ass, Nick Thomas.
Yes, the John Wick movies are amazing. All 3 of them. John Wick Chapter 2, and John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum. Yes.
How did Halle Berry do in that movie?
Give her own spinoff. Like
that good.
Like
okay.
The scene she has with Mr. Keanu Reeves. Bless him. Yes.
Kevin Feige's trying to get Keanu Reeves into the MCU.
I mean, that's a huge get. What would he? I'd be he can play whatever. I'd be down with whatever.
Nova.
Maybe something a little more high profile. But what could there be?
Moon Knight.
Maybe. I was gonna say the Punisher, but John Bernthal,
yeah, he's killing that right now. So.
Yeah. but yeah, that's. Oh yeah, so Nick Thomas also mentioned they actually have a church based around Beyonce music in California.
They do.
I saw that.
They do. I'm like, this is for real.
Yeah, it is for real. And Kyle also mentioned that Space Jam 2 is finally in production, and the cast has been announced.
Let the kids have it. We had our Space Jam with Michael Jordan. Let the kids have theirs with LeBron James.
Yeah, and just like part 1, part 2, I'm sure is gonna be trash.
Sir! Yes, I'm taking a page out of UWOs. Sir!
What?
Space Jam 1 is on some next level shit. It is one of the greatest movies ever.
It is not.
On the lines, on the
not.
same line as Breaking 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Wow.
Those two movies are simply, I wish Brian and Kyle were here because we would say they are simply iconic.
Listen, first of all, Space Jam wishes it was on the same level as Breaking 2 Electric Boogaloo. I mean, if you really watch Space Jam today...
Yeah, and I'll still enjoy it.
It's trash.
No, it's not.
It's garbage.
No, it's not.
It's badly written.
No, it's not.
It's an 85-minute long Nike commercial.
I'll admit that, but it's still good.
It's really not. Like
It is.
The character motivations are lacking. The plot line very thin. It just doesn't do. Lola Bunny.
It's not meant for the stick up the ass Criterion film, smell their own fart hybrid driving. Critics.
Listen, no, don't cop out. Listen, there are plenty movies that combine live action and animation that still hold up. Like Who Framed Roger Rabbit is a masterpiece. It is a classic.
You even look at Nick Thomas's comment.
I mean, Nick Thomas is right. Roger Rabbit is a classic. It is.
Hands down. I'm not taking that away.
Oh yeah, it is the gold standard. But Space Jam,
Victor, sir.
Kyle, listen. I'm telling you, sit down and watch Space Jam on your own, objectively. Watch with your whole eyes, and you will see that the movie does not hold up at all.
You finna get buried, huh? He hasn't buried you yet. What the hell, Kyle?
I will say this. The only good thing about Space Jam, the one and only good thing, and I've said this since day one, is the soundtrack. The soundtrack, hands down, is on point, except that one song from The Rapist. But every other song is cool. But Space Jam...
Ooh, speaking of The Rapist. Go ahead.
But Space Jam does not hold up. And if you're of our generation, if you're of a certain age and you still believe that Space Jam still holds up, that Space Jam is a childhood classic, that Space Jam is great, you are wrong.
No, that's what it's a childhood classic. That's all it is. It's all it is. It's not. It wasn't. See, that's your thing. You're thinking. You're trying to compare it to like Call Me by Your Name.
No,
what's the nickname I have for that? Oh, the movie about the How to Catch a Predator couple.
No, it's not about the. Listen.
Is it? How old was the guy?
He was 24.
How old was the kid?
He was 16.
There we and who? Where's Chris? What was his name? Chris Harris?
Who? Oh,
Chris Hansen.
Yeah.
Where's Chris Hansen?
The movie took place in. The movie was shot in Italy. Listen.
Did I just prove my point?
You cannot compare Space Jam to an art house film. Listen. Listen.
You're comparing it to freaking.
I'm comparing.
Was it?
I'm comparing it to Who Framed Roger Rabbit, which still holds up, by the way. I'm comparing it to like other animated children's films, other children's films that still hold up. But Space Jam doesn't hold up. I put Space Jam in the same 90s dustbin as the live action Spawn movie that came out. Just garbage.
That was good for like the one. It was good for it wasn't what Todd McFarlane wants. He's not a rapist. He pissed. You said that.
I mean, I'm not gonna even touch that.
Well, you know what? I am. You all set with your Never Catch Up, or you got more?
Oh, I'm all set. But before I say that, Mr. Nick Thomas, sir, you are absolutely wrong. Roger Rabbit is not trash, sir.
Ooh, yeah, I gotta disagree with you on that. Nick Thomas, you my guy, but damn.
Yeah. Judges, what are your scores? 0, 0, 0, 0, and 0. Be gone. Bye.
You watched that show a little too much. You watched it twice, didn't you? You watched that same episode twice, huh?
No. Oh, but I will after the show.
Oh no! I think I may just I think I may just switch that up. Cause guess what's on Hulu?
What's on Hulu?
The Boondocks.
Ah, nice. Yes, it is.
So I've been rewatching that lately as my throw something on to go to sleep show.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that fucking R. Kelly episode.
Oh yeah.
I laughed so hard, and I'm just like, they predicted this shit.
They did?
I'm like, it was just right there. They spoke on that shit like damn near 10 years ago.
Yeah, actually 11 years ago.
And it still holds up. Now I haven't really sat and watched all the episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just picked up like a couple here and there.
Yeah.
And oh my goodness, like I was still in tears. The animation is kind of Asian. It's aging a bit.
Yeah.
Like if you watch it now, but it's like just the jokes and everything. I mean, I freaking died. I still die laughing, and I cannot wait. It's actually confirmed the Boondocks is coming back.
Nice.
If you go to Boondocks Bootleg on Instagram, you start to see like the concept arts of Granddad and Huey. I think those are the ones I've seen already. They probably did put Riley's out, but it's not too different, but a little more modern.
Nice.
So I mean, I'm scared because I'm afraid that it's not gonna hold up. But Aaron Magruder is back behind it, so and a lot of shit has gone down since then. So I would love to see. Oh my God, a Trump episode. Man. And please let Gary Anthony Williams do Uncle Ruckus.
Oh, man.
There's nobody else who can do Uncle Ruckus.
Uncle Ruckus, yo, man. One of my favorite episodes was actually the story of Uncle Ruckus, which kind of made fun of the Curious Case of Benjamin Button.
Yeah,
use that as like the.
He was born white, and then he just kept getting darker and darker. And
yeah.
It's the opposite of what Michael Jackson got. Lucky bastard. Oh man! So if you guys got Hulu, please just rewatch the Boondocks, and you'll just say to yourself like, God damn, they said this shit 10 years ago, and this shit is happening now.
Yeah, it really is, and I hope that the new season makes up for season 4, because season 4 was awful.
There was a season 4.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. There was only one good joke in that entire season, and it made me just say, meh.
Okay. Yeah. I was on Promised Neverland. But yeah, like Aaron Magruder had no involvement in the 4th season.
Yeah, and nobody else wanted to do it.
Yeah. And it showed. It definitely did. Yeah. So also another thing that I've been up to is the Shang Tsung DLC came out. Now, if you go on our YouTube channel, I did a Twitch stream on yesterday, and it's available on YouTube as of right now. And oh my God, I love this game. So it was well worth actually spending $100 just for this game, just for the premium edition of this game. So when DLCs come out, just go ahead and download them and have a blast. I mean, Kari Hiroyuki Tagawa from the 1995 Mortal Kombat film nails it. Never lost it. Your soul is mine.
He does everything. Man is 68 years old. I got his Wikipedia up right now. Wow. He is 68 years old, and he's still got it.
Man, wow, I didn't know he was that old.
Huh. Yeah, he was pretty much up. You gotta remember, Mortal Kombat in 95 was damn near 30 years ago.
Yeah, it was. Let me see, like 25, 20. Yeah, damn, man, he still holds up, man.
Yep, still even says like, he does say your soul is mine. Like, says everything.
Nice. That's what's up. Man.
Everything, and even then when they do the final story, he narrates it. Every time when you go one-on-one against somebody, they have like their own little personal dialogue stuff. He has his own personal dialogue with every single character, and his fatalities. Damn.
Tell the people how brutal the fatalities.
One's a callback from Mortal Kombat 2, the Kintaro one. And then the second one was like he just raises you up with these I could call them illuminated. These chains just come out and they hold you. Yeah. So you're laying like this. They hold your arms and your legs. You're laying like that, and then these souls just come up like he's just raising them from hell, and they just start ripping your body apart, or just you see like entrails and stuff. Look at you, you're salivating, you nasty motherfucker. Okay. One rips your face completely off your head, and then they all just pull together, and your whole entire skeleton comes out.
Nice, tasty. That's delicious right there, man. That's a delicious fatality.
If I don't leave this house, remember, if I just happen to disappear on a Wednesday night, Victor did it.
They'll never find the souls of the damned. You know what? You know 8:57 p.m. is the best time to dig.
Victor did it. Check his basement, and you'll find the others.
It's all right. They're chilling with Alistair.
Anyways, I'm just gonna move on before this gets more weird.
Yeah.
So, of course, I've been on my comic book. I've been on my comic book tip. So the first one I want to get into is the trade paperback of Klaws of the Panther, which is written by Jonathan Mayberry and art by Gianluca Gugliotta. This was actually written back in 2015. Okay. So Klaw is back. Ulysses Klaw, he's back with a new deadly plan that will spill blood from the Savage Land all the way to New York City. And Shuri, who was the new Black Panther, has already tried to stop Klaw, failed. So she started battling with her like personal demons with her own reckless rage, and she turns to a few familiar faces in the Marvel universe to help her out. Not only help her mentally to deal with these demons, but to also help stop Klaw. Okay. Now, I will say the story's okay, and the art I just wasn't really a fan of.
Oh, that's too bad.
Like it just looked a little too squiggly for me, and I was just like, it actually took me a while to finish it because I was way too turned off by the art, and it was highly unfortunate because I pretty much I do love the Black Panther stories and stuff, and Shuri's current run, written by Nnedi Okorafor, is absolutely amazing. I think issue 9 just came out today. Yeah, was just sitting in my box ready for his weekend pickup. Okay. So yeah, I definitely recommend that. So Klaws of a Panther, it was at Friendly Neighborhood for cheap, so I just picked it up. Also, I actually picked up one that you recommended, that you actually mentioned on my favorite episode, Codex Prime and Chill. Right. Is I picked up number 1 of Jessica Jones's Alias.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And it's actually not bad. It's from the Marvel Max series, written from this time span of 2001 to 2004. There's three volumes. I plan on getting the other 2 because I gotta finish them. So it's written by the great Brian Michael Bendis, and the art by Michael Gaydos. So, and the story arc follows Jessica Jones, who was a former costume superhero named Jewel, and she leaves that Avenger life behind, and she becomes a private investigator, which is what you know nowadays. Now with season 3 that just came out Friday. Yeah. Started watching it, and then I got sidetracked and stuff. Had to leave, so I'm definitely gonna finish that, and then we got to do a Jessica Jones episode.
I mean, if I get around to watching it,
you can do it. Yeah. You can watch freaking Pose. You can watch Jessica Jones.
Oh, but Pose is a great show.
Jessica Jones is a great show too, because you enjoyed both the first 2 seasons.
I did, but I haven't watched the final seasons of The Punisher or Daredevil.
Daredevil, you need to watch. Okay. Punisher, I still got to finish watching. But they'll be there. Yeah. And the Netflix issue. But anyway, so as the story comes along, you start to see her story arc and her character development. Yeah. So it's many different cases all in one. So, but it's actually pretty cool. Luke Cage makes a quick cameo in there. Captain America as well. So I'm actually looking forward to other superheroes making their cameos in there, and I'm actually looking forward to finishing it because Brian Michael Bendis is a genius. So, and he's actually one of the executive producers of the show.
Oh, Nice. And he's also currently writing Superman for DC.
Yeah, he's strictly doing DC now.
Yep.
So yeah, Marvel, you messed up on that one. Also, the latest Silver Surfer Black #1 has recently came out. Actually came out last week. Written by Donny Cates and Trad Moore. Art by Trad Moore. So what this one is actually a spin-off of Guardians of the Galaxy #1, their current run as of right now. Mm-hmm. And almost the entire galaxy's defenders have been blown through a black hole, including the Silver Surfer himself. So he's so in order to fight back the Oblivion, Silver Surfer has to fight to save himself, and not lose himself to the void as well. Interesting. I think it's a 6-issue story arc. Wouldn't mind checking that out. Wouldn't mind just checking out. If 6 stories, why not?
Okay.
Why not? I'm a collector. I need boxes. My comic book collection is freaking getting ridiculous. I'm pretty sure I passed yours.
Oh yeah, by a wide margin. I haven't been in 3 weeks, so
that's a long time.
I know.
That's a long time. Yeah. And also, I wanna this story arc actually just ended in Nick Spence's Amazing Spider-Man run, issues 17 through 23. The Hunted. Oh my God, it's so great. Craven the Hunter comes back, and he actually has a kid. Mm-hmm. He actually gave birth to several kids through scientific cloning. And one of them, he goes out, sends them into the wild, and one of them comes back and says, "In order to be worthy, I killed all my brothers."
Oh. Shit.
So Craven, who ends up acquiring large amounts of wealth, he actually kidnaps all the villains that have animal-based names.
Okay.
And he kidnaps Spider-Man as well. Mm-hmm. And he sends him off into Central Park, puts a force field around him, and he gets people, and he teams up with Arcade. He actually has rich people who go in, and they go in as robots. Mm-hmm. They're simulated, and they actually get to kill. They get to hunt those heroes and villains.
Okay.
And it's up to Spider-Man to try to stop them.
Very interesting.
Yeah, it actually takes somewhat of a rather dark turn. I think you actually will enjoy this. I'm not sure if you will. How many comics do I own? Ooh, I don't even know. I can't even tell you. And then there's still some comics that I've had since the 90s. I really can't even tell you.
Yeah. And then you said you have shoe boxes and shoe boxes of them.
Yeah, I need to just stop buying regular sized comic boxes for some of them, because they're getting out of hand. Yeah. Especially since this Amazing Spider-Man run is an ongoing series, as well as my the Captain America and Black Panther, which is both written by Ta-Nehisi Coates. Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah. Plus, I'm still collecting the hip hop covers. Wow. Not that far left. I'm not that far off from completing the collection. And I'll just put together just a whole YouTube video of just snaps of those covers with their respective music from that album that they're doing. So that's a goal that I'm still. Just some of them are just really hard to find.
Yeah, I bet. How many covers are there in total?
Last I checked, I want to say 170.
Man, I know that there's there's 2 hardcover volumes of the collected.
Yeah, and it's just the covers, but I'm actually getting the comics themselves.
Wow, man. Yeah, it's if you can't find any here, I'm sure Midtown counts back.
Midtown, Amazon, eBay. That's what I've been doing really. The most expensive one I paid $50 for one.
Really?
$50 for one.
Which one was that?
Inhumans #4.
Wow. And what was the hip hop album?
Sugar Hill Gang.
Okay. Yeah, I got to see that one. You got to.
I'll show you the snap. Yeah. I have the snap.
Man. So I'm looking at the comments here. Gary Threat says Jason Momoa for Craven the Hunter.
You know who I actually would rather see play Kraven?
Oh, who?
Stefan
Kapitchik?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Colossus.
Yeah. He actually looks like, if you actually like Google him, he looks like Kraven.
I can see him in that role, yeah.
And when he was at Rhode Island Comic Con, he mentioned that, and I'm like, do it. Do it.
I'm for that.
Yeah. But I know there's been more comics within this few week span, but I can't even think of them off the top of my head right now. So I'm all caught up.
Yeah, there's still a lot more comics I gotta catch up on, like the first 12 issues of Catwoman, the 12 issues of Hawkman, what else? Fantastic Four, the latest issue. Gotta read that.
That ties in with the War of the Realms, story arc, which has actually been very like action packed.
Okay, yeah. I've heard some good things about the War of the Realms.
Yeah, Jason Aaron is really outdoing himself with this one.
Nice.
Then there's the next story arc, major story arc is gonna be coming out. Absolute Carnage.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's like a sequel to Maximum Carnage.
I guess you can say I have no idea what it's about.
Okay.
I just know like some of the covers I've seen look really, really good.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything else you got in your end?
That's pretty much it.
All right. Yeah. So let's give a quick shout out to our sponsor once again, midway through the show, Studio Regent headphones.
That's right. If you want some high quality, affordable, and fashionable headphones, all you got to do is just go to studio.com and use the promo code Codex Podcast to get 15% off of your purchase. And as always,
free shipping in the USA. Yeah, man. You know, speaking of, now that you mentioned Absolute Carnage, and that's making me think of Maximum Carnage.
Oh, I love that game.
Yeah. That makes you think, okay, like, and then we've had Spider-Man, which dropped for the PS4 last year. What would you say are some of your favorite superhero-based video games, like from past and present?
Ninja Turtles from regular Nintendo.
Ninja Turtles? Like the first one?
Yeah.
Wow.
I used to love that song.
That game was hard as hell.
Oh, yeah, hands down it was. But it was just so much fun to play. Ninja Turtles 2.
Yes, the one that was based on the arcade game.
Yeah, that one and Turtles in Time was great.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, I remember downloading the HD remix on my PlayStation 3. I wonder if I can get that on a PlayStation 4.
You can check. Maybe on the PS Store. Maybe if you go online, you can kind of see if it's there.
Because I'll download the shit out of that game.
Yeah.
What else would I want to say? Ooh. Favorite superhero video games. You know, okay, you're going to be mad at me for this one, but the X-Men Origins Wolverine game, I remember playing the demo. That was actually lots of fun.
Really?
Yeah.
Based on a trash movie.
Yes.
The one that John Haponic says is the best Wolverine movie, besides Logan.
He didn't say that.
Well, he actually likes X-Men Origins Wolverine. He says that people are unfair towards it.
That is your friend.
I mean, listen. Well, I mean, to be fair, John likes Logan, so
I'll give him that.
Yeah, I can let X-Men Origins slide.
This is the same guy who thinks that BVS is a fucking masterpiece.
Well, he used to, but then he saw the light. He said that it is in fact terrible, but John Haponic still defends Suicide Squad to this day. I can't win the battle with him there.
Shout out to my boy man. Shout out to my boy Manny over here talking junk and over here on our live watch. Yeah, I also did a watch party. Shout out to him. He needs to hurry up and bring his ass back to work. No, he had surgery, so.
Okay.
I mean, hurry up and feel better and bring your ass back to work. Your boys need you. He knows what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Oh, damn, some good one. Let me see. Maximum Carnage was good.
Have you played the follow-up to that, Separation Anxiety?
No, I did not. Judge Dredd was fun.
It was. Yeah, based on a Stallone movie. Jesus. Yeah, Judge Dredd was actually pretty fun. Like Separation Anxiety was cool because like it also featured Ghost Rider, Daredevil. I think it featured Black Cat. Like they were like side characters you can like summon. They do like an area attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
X-Men Arcade's Revenge. The X-Men arcade game.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Like, seriously, you can't go wrong with that one.
Yeah, you know what's funny about the arcade game? That was in 92 when it came out. Like the Japanese to English translation was so bad that like the voice acting still preserved those lines. It was like ha ha ha. Magneto was like ha ha ha. X-Men, welcome to die. It was so bad, but I think it added to the charm of that game because that game was like fun as hell. But it was a quarter muncher.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. That's why I'm so glad we have places like Free Play.
Yeah.
Damn. Comic book based video games. Do you want to count the Marvel superheroes?
Marvel superheroes. That was like the similar to X-Men Mutant Apocalypse for the Super NES.
Yeah. X-Men Children of the Atom.
Yeah, you know that game still holds up.
You think so?
I think so. Like the animation, like the 2D animation, it was like incredible for its time. But like, it still kind of holds up. Like I still play gameplay wise. It's kind of similar to like vintage Street Fighter 2. Like, you know, it's not about like huge combos, but like the animation is still pretty damn good. Like for a system like the Children of the Atom, X-Men versus Street Fighter.
Yeah, of course.
Marvel Superheroes. That's when Thanos was the final boss of that.
All right.
Yeah. Gary Thread also mentions Captain America and the Avengers.
Okay, I remember that one. I vaguely remember that one.
Yeah, it was like side scroller beat 'em up. Man, I used to play that a lot when I was a kid.
Beat-em-ups. I love beat 'em ups so much.
Yeah.
Speaking of beat 'em ups, I know this ain't superhero, but you know what was a very underrated title?
What?
That actually it gets no respect, but I actually enjoyed playing it. Probably doesn't hold up anymore though, but Fighting Force for the PlayStation 1.
Yes. Yo, high five on that one. Yo, Fighting Force, I had a lot of fun with that game. Like, even though, like, if I play it now, I'd be like, oh, man.
Yeah, it would be so bad.
Oh, this is rough.
But it was the fun factor was so much for it. They had a huge fun factor.
It did. Like, because we noticed, like, even back then that, like, the side-scrolling beat-em-up was dying out. And Fighting Force tried to bring it to the 3D realm.
Yeah.
And it was fun for its time, but then, like, it just couldn't hold the torch.
Yeah.
And then, like, they came out with Fighting Force 2, which, like, totally...
Yeah, it was done by then.
Yeah, it totally tried to redo it by being, like, a third-person shooter. Nah. That wasn't it, Chief.
A third-person shooter? Ooh.
Yeah. Like the main character, he was, like, part of, like, this Black Ops division. And he was, like,
God.
all black. And
I'm so glad I didn't play that.
It was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. But yeah, Captain America and the Avengers. I used to play that game a lot when I was a kid. When I was in the arcade, oh man, it was so much fun. That was like, man, an Avengers game.
Spider-Man 2 for the PlayStation.
Spider-Man 2, which I know there were several Spider-Man games.
The one that's similar to the Spider-Man that came out this past year.
Oh yeah, for the PS2 back in 2004. That was real fun back then. Like, back then, people were like, I was like, oh my God, you can swing through New York City. This shit is incredible.
I still want to go through, like, the hood.
Yeah.
But there ain't no more. Like, Spider-Man, all their DLCs, there's no more of it. Like, that game is done. It's time to work on part 2.
Yeah, I agree. And I loved what they did with the characters in the first in Spider-Man. And, like, if we can play as Miles Morales, if he can be a selectable character throughout.
He's coming. I think he's coming.
Yeah. I'm 100%.
You know who created Miles Morales, right?
Was it Brian Michael Bendis?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah. I still gotta read Miles Morales Ultimate Spider-Man Volume 3 because I have the 3 trade paperbacks from the original run.
Yeah.
So I need to read Volume 3, which has like the last issues. Yeah.
I may have to steal those from you.
Yeah, I'll let you borrow once I'm done.
Yeah, because you still haven't watched my damn Limitless.
Oh yeah, you know what? I'm gonna watch it this weekend.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I'm not. Who are we kidding? Like, I'm gonna get around to it. I've been saying this for.
You said that last year.
I know.
You said that last year.
I don't know what it is.
Arkham games are fun.
Second. Nope, it says reconnection successful.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Let me ask the people. Did the connection drop? Did we cut off? Did our audio cut off?
Yeah, like give us some stuff. Like give us some feedback of what just happened.
Yeah. Press 1 for yes. Press 2 for no. Press 3 if you love chicken.
All right, Brian.
But yeah, the Arkham games are great. I will say that Arkham City is the best one. It's my favorite one, actually.
Part 2, right?
Yep. Okay.
It did. I guess we're back on. Well, it looks like you got some editing to do.
Yeah. It's all right though. Also, the Punisher arcade game.
I don't remember that one.
Really? You haven't played it?
No.
That game was dope. It was Capcom made it.
Really?
Yeah, it was a side scroller beat 'em up. You got to play as Punisher or Nick Fury, and the final boss was the Kingpin. That game was dope.
I need to get me some. Yo, what the hell does Xavier Woods use for like? Because he's playing like old retro games on a PS4 controller.
Yeah, like he must have used some kind of emulator.
He has to.
Yeah, because I know like there's some programs you can use. You can map your PlayStation controller to it. So I mean, maybe he uses something like that. But yeah, man, like.
Okay, Nick Thomas said it was for a quick sec, so I think we'll be all right.
Okay, yeah. Oof.
I'm nervous here because I ain't starting all over.
Oh no. Yeah. Some other superhero games. You remember Spider-Man for the Super NES, the one that was based on the cartoon?
Vaguely.
Yeah, that was all right at the time.
Damn, I used to get a lot of Nintendo Power magazines. I really can't remember most of these shits. God damn.
Yeah. Oh, one of the best ones I used to have a lot of fun with as a kid was The Adventures of Batman and Robin for the Super NES.
I remember that one.
Yeah, because there was also one for the Sega Genesis, but they had different graphical styles.
Yeah.
But the Super NES one, the graphics were basically mimicked the animated series, and it looked so dope. Like the animation quality, like it was pretty impressive for a Super Nintendo game back then. Even the soundtrack.
Best soundtrack of all time was freaking Streets of Rage 2.
Oh yeah. That reminds me. You know that
there's a new one coming out.
It's
confirmed. There's a new one coming out. It's in development.
Yeah, I saw a screenshot for that. I'm like, I want this right now.
Oh, they had a video for it. I posted it like sometime last year when they announced it.
Okay, yeah. I remember. Yeah, I don't remember seeing the video, but yeah, like if that's
I'll try to YouTube it and send it to you.
Yeah, I definitely want that because that art style does look mad impressive. I also wanted to reference a comment back up here. Nick Thomas said earlier that Sanaa Lathan has been cast to play Catwoman, and I don't know how I feel. Is that true? I mean, let me look this up. We gotta look this up.
Listen, DC's just messing up.
No, DC's on the come up with their films anyway. Like
Robert Pattinson.
Yo, that is perfect casting.
You think so?
Yes. I explained it last week on Victor's Corner. Not last week, the week before. I explained that, why Robert Pattinson as Batman and Bruce Wayne, that's a win. That is a win for us, and that's a win for the film industry because, Robert Pattinson, he's a fantastic actor. Like, oh yeah, the Twilight guy. I mentioned
that's what's killing it. That's what's killing it for me.
Like
the Twilight.
Like all the movies I mentioned before. Like look at Robert Pattinson in Good Time. That's on Amazon Prime. Just watch Good Time. He's amazing in that. The Rover with Guy Pearce. Maps to the Stars. The Lost City of Zed with Charlie Hunnam. This dude is killing it. That's not Robert Pattinson. He's gonna be a great Bruce Wayne, and we are in for a great treat because it's gonna be a trilogy of films, and this will give Robert Pattinson the clout to make more art house films for more art house directors. And hey, I'm all for that too. So it's a win for all around, dude. This is a gold mine. We're so lucky. You should be rejoicing. And Joaquin Phoenix as a Joker? What? Even though they're not connected, but still.
You know who I really want to play Joker?
Who?
Willem Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe would have been a great Joker. He would have absolutely been a great Joker. But Joaquin Phoenix, man, he's gonna pull out all the stops. And when I'm telling you, and I know Kyle's hating on Joaquin Phoenix as Joker hard.
I'm still not sold. I just don't like the way he looks. I think that he can nail it. He can nail the part. But and one thing I would say, and shout outs to Pop Stew, we're gonna be collaborating with them real soon. They had a very interesting episode about DC and Batman, and Batman and cinema. There are so many dope ass villains. Mm-hmm. That why do they always need to use the Joker?
That is true. Yeah, they could use like Calendar Man, like Gary started mentioning.
I want to see another Penguin.
Penguin. Oh man, you know,
Solomon Grundy.
Solomon Grundy, Poison Ivy, even.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Freeze. Something that can get rid of the Arnold Schwarzenegger one.
Oh my god.
What's killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age. Oh man.
All right, everyone, chill.
Oh god, that movie is so unwatchable. But yeah, Michael Chiklis as Calendar Man, Gary. That would be pretty interesting. I would like to see that because Michael Chiklis, man, he hasn't been anything in a while. I think.
Last I remember seeing Michael Chiklis was in like an episode of Sons of Anarchy.
Okay.
Like one of like the last few in the last season.
Okay, yeah.
He just played a trucker. No, he was in the last episode as the trucker because he was driving the truck that Jax Teller ran into to kill himself at the spoil.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, that's good to know. So I guess I won't
No, you still need to watch it.
to see how it all happened. How he got to that point.
Listen, I watched Mulholland Drive.
Yeah, that's a brilliant movie.
That movie, they went too hard. They went too weird. That movie was way too weird.
Hey,
it's a Victor ass movie.
It is.
It's a Victor ass movie.
It is.
I should make that into a shirt.
Hey, you know what? And speaking of which, David Lynch, he's gonna get an honorary Oscar.
For what?
For what? Twin Peaks, Mulholland Drive, The Elephant Man. What else did he do? Oh shit, Blue Velvet. Yo, you should watch Blue Velvet.
I don't trust you no more.
Dennis Hopper. He plays this. Oh my, Dennis Hopper, like he was kind of crazy in real life, but like the character he plays in this movie is just so fucking nightmare fuelish. Like he's brutal. He's sadistic. He's like he's terrorizing this woman, and he's breathing like this oxygen, and he's like, baby wants to fuck. Don't you fucking look at me. He's so great in it. You should watch that movie. It's on the Criterion.
Watch yourself in the playback.
Wow. That's how Dennis Hopper looks. I'm telling you, Blue Velvet, it's on the Criterion Collection.
You scared. You just scared like our viewers.
That's all right. But listen, I'm just trying to convey how crazy his character was in that movie. But yo, Blue Velvet is so dope. I think it's.
I don't trust you no more with Criterions.
Listen,
like okay, what was the other one with a young Michael Caine? Oh my god,
Dressed to Kill.
That was a good one.
Yeah,
I enjoyed that one, but Mulholland Drive just kind of just was like, the fuck is Vic into?
Hey, listen, it's one of the best movies of the 2000s. One of the best movies of this century, in my opinion. And if you're in the taste for something more unique, Blue Velvet, like I'll say a triple feature, Mulholland Drive,
no,
Blue Velvet, and if you remember this, it's back on Netflix or is it on Hulu? The Overnight.
No. No. Oh man. Yeah. You know what? You're lucky I don't work with that same client anymore.
Oh man, I remember.
Because no, he did not. We would be in the car and I would listen. I would always work with him the next day after doing the podcast. Mm-hmm. And he doesn't even refer to you as Victor.
Oh yeah, I remember.
He referred to you as Butthole Art.
Yeah. Yeah, because of that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, well, he heard us talking about it. He's like, yo, I'm like, Vic, you're a fan of Butthole Art. He lost his shit. I've never seen him laugh so hard.
Wow. Well, okay then. Well, that's glad that I brought a little joy.
Yeah.
Into someone's life.
Yeah, you guys, how's Butthole Art doing?
Wow. That's just amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, a video game based superhero movie. So yeah, so we mentioned a lot of good ones here. Oh yeah, and Sanaa Lathan is voicing Catwoman in it's like a Harley Quinn animated feature.
Oh yeah. Okay, I did hear about that.
I like that. And that reminds me, like, who do you think would be a good Catwoman, like for a feature film?
Ooh. Damn. No, I can't.
Good Catwoman. I gotta think about that one.
She's got to be on that level of Michelle Pfeiffer sexy.
I mean, somebody. I would say like. I mean, there's some different ways you can go about it. Do you want to go like Eartha Kitt or Julie Newmar or Lee Merriweather, or do you want to go like Michelle Pfeiffer?
Michelle Pfeiffer is my Catwoman.
Yeah. I mean that's it's. I mean, she did a hell of a job.
Yeah, and almost freaking killed her.
Yeah.
The suit.
Yeah. The suit. Yeah, it was so tight. Halle Berry buried the character on live action. So
she did. Still haven't seen it.
I saw it. It's every bit as bad as you can think. Like
Tekken the movie bad?
Oh, it makes Tekken the movie look like a masterpiece.
That is awful.
Yeah, the Catwoman is for me like the worst superhero film ever
Halle
made.
Berry, let's give her another chance. Put her in the MCU and see what she can do.
I mean, Halle Berry is an excellent actress.
No doubt.
Yeah, depending on the material you give her. Like
loved her in Swordfish.
Yeah, Swordfish was kind of cool for its time.
It was. I wonder if Swordfish would hold up. I have to watch that again.
Yeah, it's nothing special by today's standards. I think. I won't say it's terrible, but it's like, you could tell it was definitely of its time. But Halle Berry, like in her character in John Wick Chapter 3, give her own spinoff. Like I said, like she held it down.
All right.
Yeah. So yeah, a whole bunch of other superhero-based video games that we can talk through, but we mentioned a lot of good ones, especially from back in the day. So, yeah, any other ones you can think of? Drop a comment here, codexprimepodcast@gmail.com via email or in the chat. Yeah, let us know if we missed any good ones.
Yeah. Also, you can hit us up on our social medias on Facebook, obviously Instagram, Twitter. You can catch our episodes on SoundCloud and iTunes and on YouTube as well.
Yep.
And yeah, be on the lookout. We actually got a couple of guests lined up. We know Spock of Summer is going to be coming back. We're going to be working on our friends from Buffalo, Pop Stew. We have incredible artist Allison Blackwell is going to be on. Mm-hmm. Anybody else?
We got to bring back Just In Case.
Yeah, I'm bringing back Just In Case and Lab Dennis Lopes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got to bring them back. 18 DJs, what up? Obviously, UWO is going to be back. We're going to be on their shows, too, raising all types of hell.
Oh, yeah. And speaking of which, Fighter Fest is coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 29th.
Yeah, that's going to be... Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, check this out. I'll bring back the question of the week next week.
Okay.
Like, I actually had one lined up, and then I completely forgot it, and then watch it. If it just comes to mind, I'll post it up on our social medias.
Okay. Cool. So, yeah, man, that's pretty much all I got as well. Nick Thomas, real quick, says that Jim Carrey was the best Riddler ever.
Oh, hands down. He nailed that shit. That was the best thing about that damn movie.
It was. I would say, like, live action. Would I say Jim Carrey? I mean, I would say Frank Gorshin.
I knew you would say Frank Gorshin.
Frank Gorshin, because Jim Carrey, I think, as good as he was kind of like an imitation of Frank Gorshin, in a way. Not that it was a bad thing, because Jim Carrey still sold the hell out of it. But yeah, I won't disagree with Jim Carrey though. Like, you can make a good case for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Yeah, that's pretty much all we got. As always, what's up?
I do got one more thing. July 6th and 7th, if you're in the Rhode Island area, and if you know a young child who is playing football, and also know a high school standout who needs to get noticed, I'm going to be DJing at Will Blackman's football camp, July 6th and 7th. I'll be there both days, just spinning for 8 hours straight.
Nice.
Nothing wrong with that, but I always enjoy doing it. I always make sure that I do it every year. Mm-hmm. They always call me back, and I'm there. So, I'll post up the flyers on our social media, on the Codex Prime social media accounts, also on mine, just so you can, come out, get your student notice, and actually, give your young kids a chance to actually work with a Super Bowl champion who has beaten Tom Brady. And
nice.
And you get to work with a lot of local football stars, and also for the high schoolers, you actually be able to work with collegiate and professional counselors to help them get noticed. And trust me, it was the first time they did it last year for the high school students, and it was an amazing experience. Like, you don't realize how talented these kids are, and they're sitting in our backyards, but they can't really go nowhere because there's not really a huge market. There's not really a huge market for football in Rhode Island. And like only if you go to like 2 really expensive schools.
Oh, wow.
And there's a lot of kids who go to public school who are just as talented, but they don't really get that. They don't really get the shine that they do.
Yeah.
So this is a great opportunity for them. So yeah, and even if you do, just get at me at Mr. Byrd 1027 on Twitter or Instagram, Carl Byrd on Facebook. Just inbox me and I can send you guys the info too as well. So yeah, nice. Check me out on it.
Nice, awesome. That's what's up, man. Yeah, giving kids opportunities, man.
Exactly.
Yeah. And lastly, like we mentioned earlier, tune in next Monday for UWO's podcast.
That's right.
Yep. So you can watch Monday Night Raw if you want to, or you can do something fun with your time and listen to Kyle Chapman, Brian Lopes, and the angry fan himself, Eddie Ortiz.
Or do both. It's actually fun that way.
Oh, yeah, you can do both, yeah. But, have Raw on mute and, listen to the UWO. Burials of the week and all that. It's going to be amazing. So, yeah, as always, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. As always, we will catch you on the flip. Peace out, nerds.
Later.